Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Learn English with Anmol. Let me start with this very important question. Are you struggling to speak in fluent English? Don't worry, I'm here to help you. In today's video, I'm going to share some very important tips and tricks to improve your English speaking skills and how to become fluent in speaking English. But before we begin with tips and tricks, let's understand why do we need to learn to speak in English, as this would help you guys to stay motivated throughout the video, mainly because it's a human nature and that we want motivation and reasons to stay focused on anything. So let's start. First of all, why do we need to learn to speak in English? The English language opens an ocean of career opportunities to those who speak this language anywhere in the world. Similarly, it has turned into an unavoidable requirement of various fields and professionals like medicine, computing, aviation, education, and many more. In the fast evolving world, it is essential to have a common language that we can understand to make the best use of data and information available. As a result, the English language has become a storehouse of various knowledge ranging from social to political fields. Now, as the importance of English language is clear now, we move on why we must learn the English language and what are the benefits of speaking English. First of all, it is a global language. It is so common that 1 out of 5 people can speak or understand this language. Further, learning the English language can help in getting a job easily, as it has become the language of many fields. It automatically increases the chances of landing a good job in a good company, isn't it? In addition, it helps with meeting new people. As it is the official language of 53 countries, learning it helps to break the language barriers. Most importantly, it is also the language of the internet. Another very important reason to learn this language is that it makes traveling easier. Being a widely used language globally, it will help you to connect with people easily. Similarly, it is also essential in the world of business. It does not matter whether you are an employee or an employer. It benefits everyone. Students who wish to study abroad must definitely study this language. Many countries use their schools and universities, so it can offer a good opportunity for students. Now let's talk about how to speak English fluently. Learning how to speak fluent English is one of the main goals for most English learners. Fluency is the ability to speak smoothly and freely. It is that moment when things clicks and you don't need to pause and think about pronunciation, grammar, or vocabulary to communicate effectively. If you still don't feel confident after months of years of study, don't worry. English fluency takes efforts, but with the right approach, you achieve it. We have collected the most effective strategies to help you feel fully confident speaking in English. So let's discuss those 8 tips. So these 8 tips will certainly change the way you speak English, and I'm sure it will help you all. So let's get started. Here is the tip number 1. So first of all, you need to learn what it means to be fluent in English. English fluency is one of the most common goals among English learners. Job ads often require applicants to be fluent in English. But what does it actually mean to be fluent in language? If we check the definition of Merriam-Webster, we see that fluent means capable of using language easily and accurately. Fluently refers to the moment when you are able to speak easily, at a regular pace, and without needing to pause to think about the grammar or pronunciation. Now, being fluent does not mean not making mistakes ever. It is about communicating your message across smoothly. Even if you make mistakes or faults, you realize that you are fluent when things click and words flow. Again, if you still make grammar or pronunciation mistakes, you may already be fluent in English. So it is not required that if you're fluent in English, that means you're not making a mistake. I have seen people that people keep talking in English, they make mistakes, but yeah, they are fluent in English. So yes, you can be fluent in English and at the same time you can make mistakes. Point number 2 is speak English with confidence. Believe it or not, being a confident speaker has little to do with your actual ability to speak in English. You may know the right words and expressions to describe something. You may be exceptionally good at grammar, and yet you still hesitate when you want to give your opinion in a meeting or share your thoughts with a group of friends. You get nervous. and you might even go blank when you want to say something or say something. That is because knowing how to say something and actually having the confidence to do it are two different things. You may lack the confidence to speak up even when you have all the tools you need. If you are wondering how can I speak fluent English without hesitation, pause for a moment and think, do I need to improve my vocabulary, grammar, or pronunciation, or is it more of a confidence issue? Perhaps you just need to learn how to speak English confidently. Understanding your strengths and limitations will help you to be more strategic about what you need to focus on next. Additional tips to improve your confidence speaking English. Yes, I'm going to give you some additional tips as well. The first one is confidence is interesting. Some people seem to have it even when they are not particularly great at something. If you are not naturally confident, don't worry. It is something you can work on and improve. Being fluent often starts with figuring out how to learn to speak in English. It involves knowing how to express ideas in English effectively, but there is more than that. There are other non language related tips that will help you to speak English fluently. The first one is visualize success. This is a trick used by many athletes and high achievement professionals. Instead of thinking, I will make mistakes, they won't understand me, switch your mentality to, I am confident and capable. Imagine yourself speaking clearly and fluently. Visualizing that positive situation will give you the confidence you need. So, you have to visualize your success all the time. Second number is congratulate yourself. Yes, celebrate your wins and strengths. Think about the things you can already do well in English and be proud of them. It is easy to look at how much you still have to learn, but you should instead look back and see how far you have come. So always congratulate yourself. Third point is slow down. If you listen to the most effective public speakers, you will notice that they speak slowly. When we get nervous, we tend to speak faster and speak with a higher speech. This makes you look insecure. Speaking slower, on the other hand, makes you sound more confident and reliable. Plus, it also gives you time to think about what you are going to say next. Slowing down is a good thing. So let's back to the main points. Point number 3. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Always speak English confidently, no matter wherever you are. Because if you don't make mistakes, you will never be able to speak fluently. And making mistakes is a sign that you are trying. At least you're trying. If you feel ashamed of 4 people around you, you will make jokes. If you feel that they will make jokes about you, just think for a minute that will it not be a much worse when you will be judged by a 4,000 people maybe in the society, and that too on a very important occasion of your life, which could be you're about to give a speech on a stage about your recently successfully completed project, and despite of all the hard work and efforts you invested in that project, you are just not able to express yourself in front of others, and someone else is just getting the benefits of it and stealing your credit. Hence, don't be afraid to make mistakes, but don't forget to learn out of it. The point number 4, listen to people speaking English in podcast. Podcasts are a fantastic way of learning communication and pronunciation patterns. Plus, you can listen to them while you are doing other things, such as cooking, doing the laundry, or driving. If you wonder how to learn to speak English, well, mimic others. Get yourself used to listening to people speaking in English. Pay attention to the expressions they use, how they pronounce words, their intonations. Podcasts are extremely popular these days, so you'll be able to find out one that you love. Not sure where to start? Then go on Google and type best English podcast and you will get so many. Point number 5, record your own English language audiobook. When it comes to English fluency, the most effective strategy is to actually use the language. Speak to English speaking co-workers as much as possible. Join meetups with international people and interact in English as much as you can. However, sometimes we don't have the option to practice English with other people. Then what? Here is a tip. Think of a book or a story that you enjoy reading and record yourself reading it. Try to pronounce all the words clearly and slowly. This will take time. It's not easy as it may sound, but we promise it's effectively fun as well. It's a great way to practice your English pronunciation and pay attention to the words and phrases. You can easily record audio with QuickTime Player, Audacity, or even on your phone. Play around it and have fun. And who knows, you may even end up getting paid to read the books aloud, isn't it? And the point number 6, learn and study phrases. This is one of the important point which even I follow all the time, that creates your own vocabulary list, but add them in phrases, not isolated. Regularly write down new words, expressions and idioms, and include their meanings and relevant examples. And more importantly, give them a context. Use new words and phrases in a sentence that are true to you, and associate them with the things you already know, like a picture or a funny story. Make sure this list is easily accessible. You maybe can have it in your notebook, your phone, or something like a book which you always carry in your bag, or maybe on your file or your desktop. And check it often. If you find it hard to remember new English words, use the power of repetition. Read your new phrases today and use it in a sentence. Then do it again in 3 days, then in a week, then in a month, and then in 6 months, until it becomes a part of your long term memory and your active vocabulary. Keep doing it. The next important point, don't study grammar. Let me say too much. Don't study grammar too much. I don't say that don't study grammar at all. Yes, we need to know the rules of language. We need to understand that how exactly sentences can be constructed. But yes, you not need to be very much focused on a grammar all the time. You need to focus on a conversation, so that will give you the boost in your confidence. So you not need to study grammar all the time too much. Grammar is important, but not as much as you may think. Many school teaches language backward. They start with the grammar basics and they build it up from there. But think about how you learn your mother tongue. It was really the other way around. You first learn to get your message across, and it was only then when you were taught about verbs, adverbs, and all other grammatical concepts. Stay by focusing. So you can start by focusing on learning phrases and structures. Grammar should be supporting tool to help you understand certain aspects of the language and to help you reach an advanced level. The last point, use it or lose it. Yes, you can't learn to cook just by reading a recipe. To learn to cook, you need to cook. The only way to get better English or fluent English is that you have to use it. Learning a language is just not a memorizing of words and grammar rules. Learning a language is a learning how to communicate with others in that language. Skills are improved through practice, but once learned, you need to keep practicing. Otherwise, you may forget what you learn. So it is also known as use it or lose it. So you have to always keep doing a practice. Unless and until you will not talk with the people, you would never be able to become a fluent speaker. So I hope all of the points were very much important for you, and this has helped you to understand that how you can become a fluent speaker in English. I'm coming in the next videos with some more systematic way of learning grammar, tenses, so that can help you to understand that how you can become a fluent in a much better manner. Thank you very much. See you again.